Hey everyone, it's Alexander the Real Mr. Robinson. Welcome to YouTube or Twitch, depending on where you are watching this. And we are at the second Avengers movie, Avengers Age of Ultron, at a very poorly timed manner, considering everything we know about Joss Whedon now. Him basically, so many actresses from Buffy the Vampire Slayer coming out. Um, Ray Fisher's accusation of him being cruel and abusive during the Justice League reshoots. It's which that's been going on for a year. But now it's just really like, yeah, this was poorly timed. Part of me wishes I'd done this watch party sooner, so we wouldn't have to be at this point. But maybe we can look past Joss Whedon's scumminess and see just Age of Ultron for the movie it is. I know it's everyone's least favorite Avengers movies. Certainly my least favorite, but I still think there's a lot in it that you can like. So let's not prolong this any further. We have 7 people joining across YouTube and Twitch. Got the regulars here. Gaming Drybone says the movie felt like it was a copy a bit from the first Avengers, but it was decent. That's how I feel about it, too. I mean, the first Iron Man 2 and Avengers Age of Ultron really feel like copy and paste versions of the first movie. Just in terms of, like, the plot structure and what happens, how certain moments get recreated. Turner Jenkins, hello there. Oh, yeah, rest in peace, Daft Punk. If a Tron 3 ever happens, too bad we probably will never hear them score it. Yeah, that made me sad. Daft Punk, I'm not really into the big music scene, but Daft Punk was really one of the few music groups that I followed, and I really love their music, so it's sad that one of them blew up. According to Daft Punk, that's how it happened. So, yeah, rest in peace, everyone's favorite French robots. Anyway, if just gonna go over the rundown before we get the movie started. If you're watching this on YouTube, but you do not follow me on Twitch, that is twitch.tv/TheRealMrRobinson. No, just Real Mr. Robinson. Twitch.tv/Real Mr. Robinson. Daft Punk pretty much broke up, Gzilla 100, and that music group is no longer together. So, yeah, make sure you follow me on Twitch. And this Saturday will be my 30th birthday party, but basically I'm doing a day-long birthday stream from noon Pacific Standard Time to 11 p.m., featuring 4 video games that I play most of the time on the PS4. So that should be a lot of fun. And I stream every Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. If you follow me on Twitch, but you do not subscribe to me on YouTube, that is youtube.com/The Real Mr. Robinson. That is my main hub in terms of entertainment. I put out movie reviews every week. Yeah, I can't wait for Captain America Civil War myself, but we got Age of Ultron and Ant-Man to get through, and then next week we will do Civil War. And yeah, YouTube's my main source of content. Movie reviews, TV show reviews, and other forms of entertainment. If you really like what I'm doing on either YouTube or Twitch and you want to help support financially, you can go to patreon.com/TheRealMrRobinson and pledge a certain amount of money. If you go to patreon.com right now, the link should be, if you're watching this on YouTube, the link should be in the description below. I have finally put up my reviews for the first 2 episodes of WandaVision. I am going to put up the rest. I'm going to work on the rest throughout the weeks and hopefully have them all up before the season finale, which I think is next week. This week is episode 8 of WandaVision. There are 9 episodes total. But yeah, for $3, you get access to individual TV show reviews. If you cannot help support financially, that's totally fine. Subscribe to me on YouTube or following me on Twitch is definitely good enough, and I appreciate that. Yeah, with that being said, let's just hop right into it. I'm going to set up the timer. Give me a second, because because my computer's actually the distance between the camera, the mic, and my computer is so far out. That's why I always have to lean forward constantly, back and forth, back and forth. Okay, I'm gonna stop fucking with you guys. Yeah, I'm gonna set the timer, the timestamp. I'm gonna get started with Avengers: Age of Ultron right about now. Am I a robot? No, you'd know if I was. Oh yeah, back with the Phase 2 Marvel Studios logo. Not the fanfare, because I guess they just kind of gave up the fanfare in this movie. Or they gave up using that fanfare for Age of Ultron, Ant-Man, and Civil War. Yeah, like this part right here is it's trying to recreate that one shot from the first Avengers. And even uses stock music, Alan Silvestri's score from the first Avengers. Which makes me wonder why they didn't actually why didn't they just use why didn't they just bring back Alan Silvestri? Like it during this era of the Marvel Studios films, for some reason they never wanted to reuse the same composers, which I mean, Danny Elfman's going to be scoring Doctor Strange too, but yeah, that's always been perplexing me why they just didn't bother to bring Alan Silvestri back. Yeah, I'd be even if I was a Hydra agent, I'd be like, yeah, I'm not attacking the God of Thunder. Yeah, I'm excited for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. We'll get to Doctor Strange in a couple weeks. Nick Sheets, hello there, welcome. Yeah, I like Doctor Strange a lot. That first movie. Kind of bummed that Scott Derrickson's not directing it, but I think Sam Raimi will do just as good a job. Okay, here's something that doesn't work. Strucker was the one. Yeah, Strucker is now asking who gave the order to attack, and then all of a sudden, what was I gonna say? Yeah, and now Strucker asked who gave the order to attack, but if you listen to the one telling all the Hydra agents to report to their stations, that sounds like Strucker. So yeah, there's the Iron Legion. What we saw in Iron Man 3 was just a group of Iron Man suits in a legion. Whatever. um, Nick on Twitch says, I've been hearing a lot of the old cinematic Spider-Man villains are going to be reprising their roles in the new Spider-Verse movie that's on its way. For as far as we know, only Alfred Molina's Doc Ock and Jamie Foxx's Electro are in it. There were rumors about Willem Dafoe, but I don't know how true that is. Like, to be honest, I'm one of the few that is not the biggest fan of Alfred Molina's Doc Ock. Hi, Pietro. Like, the real Pietro. And it's not really, like, it's more, not so much that he's bad in Spider-Man 2. I think he does a good job, and he's definitely a good Doc Ock. I just think he's terribly written as a villain. He's terribly written, and he's not all that smart, in my opinion. They may have tried to get Thomas Hayden Church to play Sandman again. That I did not hear about. Well, that was easy. That's no good. I'm sorry. I love the language running gag. Hello there, girl with glasses. One of my favorite parts in this opening is when I think Cap says something like "good talk" and someone on the floor is just like, "No, it wasn't." Yeah, it was Tony. I actually, because this movie came out the same year as Batman Arkham Knight, and there's a mission where Batman is like on the other side of glass from some villains, so he has to remotely call the bat. He has to remotely call in the Batmobile, and all the criminals see the Batmobile coming in, they just start shooting it. And I just decided to quote this movie and go, guys, stop, we gotta talk this through, and then just just not kill them, but shoot them to, like, knock them out. I'm like, good talk. Oh no, Jamie Foxx's Electro, Nick, was terrible. Like no clear motivation, and it's that tired comic book movie villain cliche where basically the villain's an outcast, and it feels like he or she's been wronged by the hero. Like, it's such a cliched plot line that to this day The Incredibles has done that plot line the best. Oh no, girl with glasses. Yes, Amazing Spider-Man 2 is terrible. Like, I don't think Spider-Man 3 is the worst Spider-Man movie. Just, I don't know. I don't think it's as bad as people make it out to be, and Spider-Man 2 exists. Oh yeah, there was part of me that was thinking, like, I don't know, like, I can't really skip this movie. I'm considering what's been out in the open about Joss Whedon. Like, I can't really skip this movie, considering that. And there goes Strucker. Considering that this movie is the debut of currently the two most popular MCU characters. Because, yeah, we just saw Wanda take out Cap really briefly and just awkwardly and quickly walk backwards into a door that closed on its own. That she probably closed with her telekinesis. This Hulk song is from the comics. Is it? There she is again. Okay, one thing I really don't like about this movie is that there's some visual effects enhancements to make characters move faster than they should. And, like, Pietro, sure, he moves fast because he's a speedster. He's Quicksilver. But, whenever other characters move faster than they should, it's kind of awkward. Oh, yeah, this premonition did end up coming true, just not exactly how Tony envisioned here, except for the fact that Cap's shield is shattered. It is weird to see this after Endgame and see that, yeah, Tony's fears were actually realized. Oh no, the fault with Jamie Foxx's Electro is in the writing. Same reason why I have a problem with Alfred Molina's Doc Ock. Like, now granted, Jamie Foxx was bad, but I think that's more in the writing and direction. Yeah, it's one thing to like, it's one thing to just like stop the movie to set up a future sequel, but now watching this part and knowing that it actually pays off in the end, granted in a different manner, I'm less harsh on it. Because now you can watch that moment and go, oh, okay, this led to that, and well, that works. Avengers, Age of Ultron. Yeah, the Amazing Spider-Man movies. Yeah, they're a dark period for Spider-Man. Uh, William Clark said this movie actually made happy the characters like Wanda, Vision, Darcy, Bucky, Falcon, and Hawkeye are being more fleshed out on the TV shows. Yeah. Yeah, this movie, a lot of people say that Thor in the first Thor to Age of Ultron, they don't like, he's kind of a dull character and by comparison of everyone else. Jarvis is my co-pilot. But this movie, I feel like there are snippets of what we see in Thor from Ragnarok. Yep, there's the remodified Stark Tower, now Avengers Tower. It is weird that they use stock music from the Avengers, the first Avengers score, and yet you got Brian Tyler and Danny Elfman doing the music, not Alan Silvestri. I do like how Tony's willing to acknowledge that Steve is the boss of the Avengers. Okay, there's so much that I want to talk about in terms of WandaVision, considering that this is Wanda's debut in the MCU, but I know a lot of people probably either aren't caught up or haven't watched it, so I'll hold my tongue. But again, I reviewed episode 1 and 2 on Patreon at the $3 tier. So you can go to patreon.com/therealmrrobinson and pledge $3 or more if you want to see those reviews. Metaphorical foreshadowing. It's like all the other ones are fine except this one. I wonder if Paul Bettany ever thought that he would be in the MCU beyond voiceover work. Because, yeah, he just voiced Jarvis in the first 5 movies that he's appeared in. Or 4.5, considering that he turns into Vision later on. And yeah, again, I wonder if Paul Bettany had ever imagined that he'd continue as Vision. Spiders Prime on YouTube says, actually a good thing that Ultron is created by Tony and Banner, not Hank Pym like in the comics. See, like, I get... Kev watched a film. Hello there, welcome. And on Twitch, he says most underrated MCU movie. Yeah, I like this. I think this movie is a little better than people give it credit for, but definitely the weakest of the 4. As I was saying, yeah, when this movie came out, or when this movie was announced, a lot of people were concerned that Hank Pym was going to appear for the first time in Ant-Man, which came out after Age of Ultron. And for me, I'm like, I would prefer it if they stay closest to like the comic source material as possible. But if changes have to be made, then I welcome it. And in this case here, Hank Pym is not one of the founding Avengers. And he's clearly much older than everyone else, so it makes sense that... hold on, who we got here? The Walter the Dog, 32. Thank you for the follow on Twitch. Definitely appreciate that. Hope you enjoy all the content that I have on this channel. Yes, Razorbike, on YouTube, Razorbike asked, is Ant-Man our next movie? Yes, that'll be on Thursday. But yeah, it makes considering that Hank Pym had not been introduced yet, it makes sense that Ultron would be created by Tony Stark and Bruce Banner. Like, plus it makes sense. It has to be. It has to make sense that Ultron is the brainchild of the Avengers. Yeah, I'm sure that won't backfire on them at all. The thing about this movie, like I know it's not particularly well liked, ignoring the Joss Whedon stuff recently, but to say that this movie is not important is a complete lie, because without Ultron, um, there'd be no Sokovia Accords, there'd be no Civil War, the Avengers wouldn't break up. Um, Leading to their loss in Infinity War and eventually their reunion in Endgame. So this movie definitely impacted the series going forward. And also, besides a few besides a few unnecessary Joss Whedon quips, I think James Spader makes an excellent Ultron. And I do agree with William Clark that on YouTube who says I feel like Ultron could have been fleshed out a bit more. To me, I feel like his development is a bit rushed. But he's definitely got a really creepy and imitating voice. And it would have been maybe what could have worked is if again, this is just a speculation, and I don't have a problem with the way the Infinity Saga played out. Um, I feel like Ultron, maybe after Tony Stark got rid of all of his armors in Iron Man 3, he could have started work on the Ultron program. Um, he loaned it to S.H.I.E.L.D. That didn't work out, so it went back to the Avengers. And then through all these events, Ultron became self aware through them. And in this movie, he decides to rebel. Hey, there's Sam. Yeah, I'm kind of bummed that I am a bit bummed that Sam Wilson didn't take part in the final battle. Ha 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 ha. There's a dog losing its mind out there. Out here in the real world, not the movie. We'll see how Jane holds up because Pepper got to kick ass in rescue, and now we'll see how Jane will kick ass as Lady Thor. See, there, now that joke killed. Or that story. Hello there, Debunking Dan. Not sure what that comment is. The /S. Hi, Stanley. All right, your funeral. I love how they have him say his iconic line. It meant I was being sarcastic. Okay. Hold on, folks. Oh, hold on, let me pull up the chat again. Okay, I didn't understand the I'm not familiar with that slash in the S. So I guess that's me being an old man. But then again, I am turning 30 Saturday, so there you go. Ethan Lau, hello there. On YouTube, he says, I actually like this movie, but it's definitely the weakest out of the Avengers movies. Of course, yeah, it is. Every organism and Debunking Dan on YouTube says every organism and thing that can be considered alive was Mephisto. I'm wondering if that's that could be I wonder if that's like, let's see what happens. Oh, we missed that joke. Like, I love this. See, okay, this scene right here, outside of it having a great build-up in, or great payoff in, later in the movie and in Endgame, it's one of the reasons why I prefer, one of the main reasons among many why I prefer the MCU over the DCEU, because it's just these characters being regular people, and they're just more relatable in that sense. Yeah, if you ever see a person type something stupid, see if they type a /S. Don't take it seriously if they do. Okay, that definitely helps. So, hey, internet, if you want to type something up that's meant to be sarcasm, put that in your post, because nobody can understand sarcasm through text unless that's there. And then there's this moment. Just nudged really briefly. Nope, not yet. Not yet, buddy. Give it time. Oh, yeah, I don't think Captain want to embarrass Thor, says Razorbike on YouTube. Probably. And now this fun party's being introduced by a demonic robot AI. You snitch. Spider's Prime on YouTube says, funny that a What If comic actually had Black Widow hold Thor's hammer. Really? There goes Rhodes. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, that moment in Justice League where the same thing happens to Wonder Woman by the Flash makes a whole pretty clear now that that was a Joss Whedon rewrite or reshoot. Wait, did one of the I think I was reading one of the comments, but did one of the drones take the scepter already? Or did we not get to that point yet? Huh? I guess they. Okay, I guess they already took the scepter. Pretty nice throw from Clint. Huh? Where'd those glasses come from? Like, Bruce Banner didn't have glasses in any other scene beforehand. Or at least after the party ended. Whatever. That's a continuity error. A lot of movies have those, and you'll just drive yourself nuts if you put all the continuity error. If you nitpick about all of them. I wonder if Disney forced. I wonder if Disney wanted that in there. Yeah, speaking of rage. Yeah, I never got that moment why Tony decided to laugh a little bit. I don't know if I would fully be mad at Tony that much because he didn't know Ultron would have been like that. Also, why isn't anyone upset with Bruce too? Uh, well, I mean, Tony didn't tell anybody that he was creating this Ultron program, so he pretty much did this behind everyone's back. He said it. He said the E word. And as for Bruce Banner, do you really want to get on Bruce Banner's bad side? Because I know I sure as hell wouldn't want to. But I do like how Steve knows where the priority is now. Like, look, it's not going to do any good pointing fingers, so let's find Ultron before any more problems happen. So are they really? Why would they be surprised that Ultron is a machine? Because they saw his arm. Okay, this movie was shot again by Ben Davis, who did a lot of the other MCU movies. I mentioned this when during the Guardians of the Galaxy watch party. I'm not a huge fan of the way everything looks so dark. And maybe more the problem has to deal with the fact that there's light shining on me, so you can see my face. But yeah, there are a lot of the colors are just muted, though not as much as in Zack Snyder's DC movies. Yeah, I'm with you, Razorback, where I can't stand. I mean, sometimes I get muting the colors, but not to the point where like everything like it's completely colorless. Like I rewatched Man of Steel today. Um, the first time I saw it since its Blu-ray release, and I thought it was okay, but it just really bugged me how lacking that movie is of color. Like especially since considering Superman's costume is generally so bright. It is interesting how it's kind of it. Maybe interesting is not the right word. It's sad how much trauma Wanda has endured during her entire life. And for those of you who haven't seen WandaVision, I won't say a whole lot, but that trauma does carry through. Yeah, there goes. Wonder how many people thought that Baron von Strucker would be a big role in the franchise. Because I didn't know the character from the comics, so I didn't know what to expect. I don't know how Wanda feels about Tony now. I mean, they didn't uh, they didn't really have enough interaction after Civil War, and they were on different sides in Civil War. Like they didn't interact in Endgame or Infinity War. Walter the Dog 32 on Twitch says it's nice that you interact and talk with your chat. Yeah, that's what I always try to do with these streams, whether YouTube or Twitch. And we'll wait. Next Thursday will be Black Panther. So yeah, it's like that's the closest we ever got to a Black Panther reference. And then a year after this movie came out, we finally get to see T'Challa himself, and then we had to wait another 2 years to actually visit Wakanda. It's also nice to see Andy Serkis in one of these uh, mega blockbusters where he's not playing a motion capture character. How is the stream on your guys' end, whether YouTube or Twitch? Because um, again, after the Incredible Hulk kept screwing up, I have to make sure that the stream's working good. Girl with Glasses says fantastic on Twitch. Ethan Lau says R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman. I was really looking forward to Black Panther 2, but I don't know how to feel now. Yeah, it's such a shame that I was in disbelief that I was in disbelief when he passed away. Not sure what that has to do with anything, but okay. Oh, do you now? Good lord, Ultron is tall. Yeah, yeah, all of that. That's a cover. So did um, so did Ultron just rob Tony Stark's um funds, or how did he get that money? Again, in tradition with Phase 2, another Empire Strikes Back reference where someone loses their hand. Thor's like, now's not the time for this. Yeah, I do like how sadistic Ultron can be. And also, I'm under the impression that I'm really under the impression that this is not the last we've seen of Ultron. Um, like, because considering that Ultron is an AI, um, he can't be gone forever. Um, Gzilla100 says, "What's my favorite Tom Burton movie?" I think you mean Tim Burton movie. Um, I would have to say Pee Wee's Big Adventure. Yeah, Pee Wee's Big Adventure is my favorite. Then followed by his Batman movie. Yeah, I gotta say, I'm not a big fan of. There's no other way to put this. That wet mop on Aaron Taylor Johnson's head for when he plays Pietro. In terms of the two Quicksilvers, I think Evan Peters was the better one in the X-Men movies. Um, but you could clearly tell in Days of Future Past that he didn't serve much of a purpose in that movie. Whereas because they kind of they put their Quicksilver in just because they announced that Quicksilver would be in Age of Ultron. But I like Pietro the way Pietro's powers are shown in this movie, as opposed to Peter Maximoff's in Days of Future Past. Yeah, the thing with Thor's vision is just kind of, I don't know, like Thor's vision seems more set up to the last two Avengers movies rather than getting to know these characters more. Like here with Natasha, I feel like this is more looking back on her character. Yeah, William Clark on YouTube says Hawkeye said, "Not again, man." Did I just hear a velociraptor? Okay, that was... Maybe it was just me, but for some reason in Thor's vision, I thought I heard a velociraptor screech. Don't worry, Steve. You'll get your shot. Yeah, this moment really didn't amount to much, did it? Or maybe it did. It's just we didn't expect it to be um we didn't expect it to be as comedic as it ended up being. See, a lot of in terms of Black Widow, the movie, did those girls have no mouths? That is creepy. Get out of there, Bruce. Run. Yeah, I feel like Black Widow, even though it's probably my least anticipated of the upcoming movies, I feel like it's probably going to be a more personal film for Natasha because it's not probably not going to lead into anything big considering it takes place before she dies. Oh, here comes the best, in my opinion, the best scene in the movie. Yeah, those guys are dead. And those cops are probably dead too. Best silent film, says Gzilla 100 on YouTube. I don't know. I don't. It's been a long ass time since I've seen any silent movies, so I don't. I'll have to. I'll have to skip that answer. We never see what Hulk's vision is. We don't. But whatever it is, it really made him pissed. Yeah, Turner Jenkins, I'm gonna have to look back on and see if those little girls actually had mouths, because if they didn't, then that's creepy. There's your Hulkbuster right there. Yeah, that little tiny Igor thing in Iron Man 3. It's funny, we all thought that that was the Hulkbuster. And then we watched this movie and no, that's a Hulkbuster. Because again, going back to Iron Man 3, Igor looked like it could be torn apart easily by the Hulk. This thing looks like it could give the Hulk a run for its money.
Sorry, I'm so mesmerized by the Hulk fight, Hulk Buster fight. Admittedly, I think this movie does have too many Joss Whedon quips, like way more than the first Avengers. But some of them do make me laugh, like the "go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep."
Razorbike said, I was first introduced to the Hulkbuster with the tie-in game to the Incredible Hulk.
Was there Hulkbuster armor in that game? I never played any of the. I think I played the demo for Captain America Super Soldier, but and Iron Man, but I never played any of the other MCU tie-in games. Which, funny enough, they only made MCU tie-in games for um the first two Iron Man movies, The Incredible Hulk, Thor, and Captain America. Like, they didn't make one for the Avengers and everything else. Like, movie tie-in games are pretty much dead. That's a weird thing to realize. Like, that genre of games doesn't exist anymore. And if they do, mostly they're in Lego form, which those are usually going to be good no matter what. Yeah, that part I'm not so sure how I feel about, because, I mean, there was nobody in that building, but there were people in the surrounding area, and that is massive collateral damage. But I guess, like, they're supposed to. This is the path to kind of make the Avengers not really villains, but definitely make them less trustworthy in the public eye. Especially the Hulk. Like, Hulk punches Thor off camera, and Hulkbuster does the same thing. I mean, usually if there's a tie-in game to a movie nowadays, um, as Razorbike on YouTube says, typically different than the films. The only instances where I can think of that are there was a Fast and Furious game that came out last year that was supposed to come out with Fast 9. Apparently that game's terrible, but it's a completely different story. Um, Jurassic World Evolution came out the same weekend as Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, but that game was kind of built um, had a lot more time put into it than a standard movie based game, and it was a park simulator. Yeah, we're way done with the Hulkbuster scene. Turner Jenkins. We're now at the Barton farm, which a lot of people had a problem with this whole scenario. I didn't. I thought, like, I thought the whole thing with Clint Barton's farm and his family, like, it's important to give Clint uh, more development. Like, so, and it's a nice chance for these heroes to just kind of collect basically just relax after they got their asses kicked by Ultron. Yeah, that GIF of Cap. Best video game protagonist asks Gzilla100 on YouTube. But John Marsden from Red Dead Redemption. Oh yeah, all the heroes except for Thor because. But where are you going? I'm going to set up Avengers 3 and 4. You know, William Clark, it's funny you say on YouTube, first movie, Hawkeye's cool. Second movie, Hawkeye, you're awesome. Third movie, where's Hawkeye? Because there are some people out there that still don't like Clint Barton or think that he's like. Yeah, there's some people out there that still don't like Clint for some reason and feel like he's an expendable character. I don't think he's expendable at all. And considering that Marvel has an excellent track record in terms of their cinematic universe, I can't wait for all the naysayers to eat their words when the Hawkeye series comes out. Gzilla100 says the reason the Avengers lost Infinity War was because Hawkeye wasn't in the movie. That's a nice way of putting it because he's more like. He's the most grounded of all the characters. Compared to a super soldier, a genius billionaire, playboy philanthropist, a god, an angry rage monster. Okay, yeah, this sequence is important because it shows, like, it really does show Clint as being like the heart of the Avengers, and I mean that's one way to look at why they lost Infinity War because Clint was not in that movie. But I think it ultimately has to do with the fact that the Avengers were not united. Sure, they were fighting for the same goal in different areas, but they the Avengers again were broken up, so it was easier for Thanos to pretty much win. And some people also had a problem with the romance between Nat and Bruce. Um, I'm not a big fan of it myself, but I think the movie itself knows that this romance was doomed to fail. Yeah. What do I think of Haley Steinfeld being in Hawkeye? I think that's great casting. William Clark asked this on YouTube. I think that's great casting for Haley Steinfeld as Kate Bishop. And that'll be her second Marvel hero that she plays, because she was Gwen Stacy in Spider-Verse. All right, I'm going to check Twitch, see how many... 9 people total watching across YouTube and Twitch. I'm just going to check Twitch to see how many people are watching. 3 people. Okay, that's good. I mean, speaking of which, now that I only have one more step to take in terms of reaching Twitch affiliate level, and that's reach 50 followers. So, yeah, just get me to 50 followers and I'm good. Maybe we could try to get me to that number Saturday. So 3 people watching on Twitch. I'm assuming 6 on YouTube. Yep. It's like 9 in reality here. On Twitch? Really? I would love it. I would love it if that were the case. Because I mean, there's 9 total. Well, now it says 8 across both YouTube and Twitch. Whatever. Yeah, I have 34 followers, so now I just need to reach 50. Twitch is really buggy with their view count. Okay. I love how this scene played at the Phase 3 event back in 2014, when Kevin Feige basically announced the entire Phase 3 slate, even though at the end of the day it ended up being not pretty different, but definitely not the exact same. And I love how he says, we can show you this clip because there are no visual effects. Yeah, there's nothing that requires visual effects. And somebody made a joke coming up right here. So you're telling me Chris Evans tearing that log apart wasn't a visual effect? Yeah, I mean, it's an effect. It just doesn't require CG. Although they pretty much, I think they digitally erased Laura and any hint of Clint's family. And then they just spiced up the effect of him breaking this apart with the splinters. Turner Jenkins on YouTube says, "Hey Alex, has it been hard for you to do the Make My Music review for your Disney review series? Just out of curiosity." No, I've actually found a way to watch the movie, and I actually the review is fully edited. I just need to do another pass on it, and then it should be up tomorrow morning. Okay, there is a reason why Nick Fury's in this movie, but I felt like, I don't know, I didn't feel, ever since S.H.I.E.L.D. fell apart, I didn't feel like there was a reason for Nick Fury to really be in this movie, but that's just me. I guess he is the one that. I guess he is the one that kind of created the Avengers, or at least the idea. So I guess it makes sense for him to be here, but they don't really utilize him that much. Oh yeah, now we're at the one of the more pointless parts of the movie. Yeah, I feel like there was really no reason for Eric Selvig to be in this movie, and the last three movies, Thor, Avengers, and Thor: The Dark World, Eric Stellan Skarsgård seemed to be having fun with it, but in this movie, it really feels like he's sleepwalking. Oh, the oh, okay. There's something in WandaVision about the Nexus, and I will not say anything else beyond that because I know some of you have not watched it. Uh, yeah, there's Turner Jenkins. There are definitely a lot of pointless elements in this movie. Some of them eventually pay off later in the movie. Not in the movie. Some of them eventually pay off later in the saga. But there's some moments that just play into this movie and they feel kind of worthless. I'm sorry, that running gag is I love it. The language one. William Clark on YouTube asked, "Would you say that by Civil War the Avengers had become a family?" I'd say more so in the sense that they were living together in the compound, but then they eventually broke up. Yeah, there are some Ultron quips that work because it plays in with his sadistic nature, but then there's some that don't work, like the "oh for God's sake" that comes in at the end. Oh, it'll be dramatic. Good night, Gzilla100. Hopefully you pop back up for Ant-Man Thursday. Yeah, this whole thing with Thor in the pool, it is literally there to tell us about what's gonna happen in Infinity War. I heard that. Oh, was Helen Cho a comic character? Yeah, it's like I knew Coulson was an original character. I don't know if Kat Dennings, Darcy Lewis was. Yeah, again, this is literally like, guess what's coming? No, no need at all. There's the Arthur Fist that Ultron's making. Yeah, Ultron really is the precursor to what Thanos would eventually do, except Thanos's motives are probably more clear and more proven than Ultron. Amazing that she's still alive. Sorry, folks. Someone sent me a message. I'm trying to figure out what exactly it means. That's they've been renamed Infinity Stones. I think this is the only time that it's been called a gem. Yeah, this movie definitely has a lot of room for potential, like a lot of room for improvement. Um, and again, I've said this before. I still don't think this is the last we've seen of Ultron, because it'd be. I wouldn't be surprised if Marvel found a way to bring him back in some form. Oh yeah, there's that Natasha Romanoff head tilt, where she looks at something and just kind of tilts her head. I wonder if that was something Scarlett Johansson came up with on her own. Yoink. There's Captain America trying to chokehold a robot. All right, you have a good night, Turner Jenkins on YouTube. For everyone else, we are continuing on with the movie. Okay, one thing I gotta say, as a criticism to this movie, it's a shorter movie than the first Avengers, probably by a few minutes, but it feels longer, which is not really a good thing most of the time. Like, if a movie feels longer than it actually is, that's a problem with pacing. You got their attention. Oh, here we go. Here comes another cliche in comic book movies that I'm not the biggest fan of. Subway fights. I do like how they did. Joss Whedon did learn from the first Avengers movie, where Cap's costume wasn't. They did not nail the suit in the first Avengers movie, and this one it looks a lot cooler. Yeah, her Elizabeth Olsen's it's also Aaron Taylor Johnson, but the Sokovian accents are not the best. And I do like how, as the more we see Wanda in this series, the less noticeable her accent is. What's with Steve and Nat destroying their motorcycles all the time? I have no idea. I actually never gave that any thought. Oh, he's still flying backwards. Okay, I gotta I gotta call some people out on this. Not necessarily you guys, but just like the general people. How is it that some people are just now realizing that Elizabeth Olsen is the younger sister to Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen? Like you never put that together that she's the youngest sister. Like she looks like them and same last name. Razorbike says, I don't know Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen existed. Oh yeah, back in the 90s, they were huge child stars. And there's a video circulating now where it's the two of them making fun of Elizabeth Olsen. And this was done back in the 90s when they were kids. And now it's funny that she's completely she's overshadowed them entirely. Like, because Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen, like, after, um, yeah, Razorbike, you were not alive yet in the 90s. Yeah, girl with glasses, she's the, youngest. She is the youngest between the two twins. But yeah, like Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen, they were big in the 90s. And I think they were also, if I'm correct, I think they were on Full House. Was it Full House or was it Family Ties? But they kind of petered out after a while. Full House, thank you, girl with glasses. And now Elizabeth Olsen has a full-blown career. She was in Gareth Edwards' Godzilla in a very thankless role. She's been in a lot of other movies. Wind River, one of my favorite underrated movies from the last decade, with Jeremy Renner also. And she's in the most popular TV series right now. So it's amazing how she's just eclipsed her sisters completely. Oh yeah, this part, first time I saw it, kind of creeped me out, or at least frightened me, with Ultron here. Yeah, still think James Spader has a great voice for Ultron. Like, he's very intimidating. Yeah, that point where Ultron's new vibranium body just shreds his old body in half. That's a pretty terrifying moment. At least in the context of how Ultron can be terrifying. Did I see Ingrid Goes West? Asks William Clark on YouTube. I have not. I want to. I heard really good things about it. I was in. Funny enough, I was in Austin 2 years ago for Fantastic Fest, and one of my childhood friends was getting married, and the Alamo Drafthouse, Lamar had. I think it was Lamar. It had a vending machine full of Blu-rays, and Ingrid Goes West was one of them. Oh shit! That look on. Okay, Pietro just had this look of confusion rather than oh shit. definitely some light foreshadowing to Civil War. There's an extended version of this scene. It's a deleted scene where there's a longer fight between Vision and Thor. Wanda is looking at Vision going, this better not awaken something in me. Yeah, I really like for all this movie's faults. I really and I don't even think they're huge faults. I love all the stuff they do with Vision. Now, those of you who know the comics better than me, uh, Vision was not Jarvis at first. Vision was like what's the story behind Vision in the comics? Like, was he just an original being? Because I know he was created by Ultron as well, but was he just an original being meant to serve Ultron, or was he supposed to be a the next evolution of Ultron, like in the movie? Razorback says she's just needs to identify him. There you go. There you go. Somebody understood my community reference. Thank you for getting that, Razorback. Okay, my cat was sitting next to me, and she sleeps in a very weird way. I had to make sure she was okay. She's just really tired. Girl with Glasses on Twitch says, apparently from a brief search, Vision was created by Ultron to destroy Hank Pym. Okay. Spider's Prime on YouTube says, in the comics, Vision was created by Ultron with the brain patterns of Wonder Man as a service for Ultron before he betrays Ultron and joins the Avengers. Okay. I still love that moment. Like that's one of the one of two reasons why I didn't think I was surprised that Cap was worthy in Endgame, because for one, they've done the they did that gag in Age of Ultron where Vision was worthy enough to hold Mjolnir, and then in Thor Ragnarok they destroyed Mjolnir. So in my mind I just thought, well, they're not going to go through with that, I guess. Yeah, this movie, we're coming up to the finale, but this movie does feel like it's gone on for a long time. Man, I wish you were Jarvis again. You know, when this movie first came out, I thought to myself, they're really going out of their way to show them saving lives. And originally I thought that was just a response to Man of Steel, considering that Superman saved a few people in that movie, but most of the time he didn't give a shit. But now it's just like, no, this is not this is not going out of its way to save people. This is what the heroes are supposed to do. Dutch angle. A lot of people criticized um, there have been some people that criticized like Ultron lifting Sokovia into the air to use as a meteor as stupid. Yeah, it's a little over the top, I think, but it certainly plays into Ultron's sadistic sensibilities, and he's certainly a theatrical villain. So, a lot of people have been speculating in WandaVision. I'm not going to spoil anything for those of you who haven't seen it, but a lot of people are speculating on what big MCU cameo could pop up. And Paul Bettany said that, well, both Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany have said that there's a big cameo coming in the way of Luke Skywalker and the Mandalorian. And Paul Bettany said it's nobody that anyone's guessed. Um, since Ultron is so critical to Wanda and Vision's creation in this movie, I wonder if they found a way to bring James Spader back. Um, I mean, there's only 2 more episodes left, so at this point, I kind of doubt that it'd be Ultron. Um, I'd be shocked if Doctor Strange didn't pop up, considering that WandaVision's supposed to play into Multiverse of Madness. Some people have said that, you know what? That's as far as I'll go, because things happen in WandaVision that I don't really want to spoil for those of you who haven't seen it. And I feel like if I say who the third person that people are guessing is, then that might be spoiling.
William Clark on YouTube says, I will admit I found Ultron's comics appearances a bit more scary, but if James Spader's voice was coming out of it, I would be even more scared.
Yeah, I haven't read any of Ultron's appearances in the books. Um, I say this a lot, but my main exposure to Ultron before the movies probably Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and I didn't really find Ultron that terrifying. I found him to be I found him to be a major threat to the Avengers and a worthy opponent, sure, but even though he doesn't have any quips in that series compared to here, I do like how Ultron can be sadistic, and again, James Spader's voice definitely does wonders. Oh yeah, there's a speedster hero that knows how to run. Like I will never let go of the fact that Ezra Miller's run in Justice League is just so like ridiculous. Like it's like you watch his form when he runs, and you're like, oh my god. And it's not a Joss Whedon problem with the reshoots. Like that's something wrong with Zack Snyder. Because one thing I realized when I was watching Watchmen again, which I'm gonna have a review for Watchmen on Friday. Like there's a flashback scene that takes place in Vietnam, and some Vietnamese soldiers are just running in this ridiculous manner. Like it's hilarious. Okay, so Joss Whedon pretty much telegraphed Pietro's death right there. Um, Razorbike says, the only reason I knew who Ultron was before this was because of Ultimate Alliance. Is he a villain in that game? Good pep talk. So how many arrows was Clint just firing there? I didn't know he was in the. I figured I knew there was an Avengers cartoon in the '90s, but was it that popular? Because I know it was probably overshadowed by X-Men and Spider-Man. Yeah, that line. I'll give you that. William Clark on YouTube says, "I never like Cap's line. If you get killed, walk it off." Yeah. Yeah, they're just like that line just feels so out of place for Cap to say. I feel like if um I feel like if the writers for the other Cap movies were in charge of this one, that line probably wouldn't fly. Now here comes Wanda to officially kick some ass. Oh, my phone is nearly dead. Oh, I remember what I was looking for. Hold up, folks. Yeah, with that line that Cap said again, if Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely were writing this film, that they probably would not have approved that line, since they're the ones that have written for Captain America in the entire MCU. You dick. It does look weird to see Nat use that shield briefly. Yeah, this is definitely a dramatic plan by Ultron. Again, to just lift the city. Deus Ex Machina to the rescue. But then again, Nick Fury is a man with many secrets, so I don't know. The way this comes across, it's like it's good they have a way out, but huh. And there's the end to that running gag. It's always bugged me how they never run out of air, says Razorbike on YouTube. Yeah. Oh yeah, there's the that shield agent that defied Rumlow in Winter Soldier. He's here. That's a nice touch. Get used to it because they're never coming back. And there's War Machine. Originally, this was supposed to be... that was originally supposed to be Captain Marvel. Which I'm glad it wasn't, because it really makes no sense for her to just pop up at the end of this movie. I mean, maybe she would have worked it. Maybe she would have been in it more had they decided to put Captain Marvel in, but it's like they already had Rhodey, so it just makes more sense to have him be helping S.H.I.E.L.D. and being part of this fight. I do wish Sam was part of it, though. You got a few too many Joss Whedon quips. Yeah, it just makes more sense for Rhodey to be here than Carol would have. Okay, yeah, the stream's still going good on YouTube. I'm going to check Twitch again. Phrasing. Is Twitch still going? Because it looks like... Or, hang on, let me try something else. Yeah, this is just total chaos. Like, there's some shots that are a little too close up. All right, Silverberry328 says Twitch is being wonky for someone else I'm watching. Huh. I mean, clearly, it still must be running. You know, the movie's almost over, so I don't feel bad about opening Safari and checking. All right, it says stream is still excellent. Okay. Okay, I could see where the bitrate kind of dropped, but everything looks good. Spiders Prime says, imagine that Magneto showed up and defeated Ultron and his minions. That would have been way too convenient. But even with his kids showing up in this movie, that would have been way too convenient. I'm melting. I'm melting. What a world, says Razorbike on YouTube. Yeah, Rhodey, you better watch out for that laser coming out of Vision's forehead. Just a precaution. So many dead Ultron drone bodies. See, there's that 12 again. 12% of credit, 12% of the plan, 12 minutes older. Like, there must have been some sort of inside joke to that. I eat in a dining room. I actually can't recall the last time I've eaten in a kitchen. Yeah, they really set this movie up to have Clint be the one that gets killed because Joss Whedon made a big deal that an Avenger would die. Yeah, Ultron's had enough of this shit. There goes a Sokovian officer. Yeah, I mean, they telegraphed Pietro's death with the if you get killed, walk it off line. And unfortunately, like, we didn't know Pietro enough to really feel sorry for him. If there's anyone to feel sorry for, it's more Wanda. And again, as the future of the MCU continues, like it's clear that she's the most damaged character. He misses the Quinjet. Yeah, there was that. Oh, for God's sake, was probably like one too many quips. Someone's mad. Of course, Ultron uh, sent his conscience to another drone. Run, Cap! Get off! Again, very dramatic. Evil plot. Oh, I'm sure they'll make a fine couple. Right. Yeah, they saved the world, at least. It prevented the extinction of mankind. Yeah, again, this romance was doomed from the start. Yeah, that's honestly a better setup for Thor Ragnarok than the stuff with Thor. Although at the time, I don't think anybody knew that the Hulk and Bruce Banner would show up in Thor Ragnarok. Oh yeah, there's the last one. Supposedly, because again, I don't think this is the last we've seen of Ultron. I think that line, they're doomed. It's a lot of mentality for us nowadays, or at least when we look at stupid people. He'll be back. Again, I'm confident that he'll be back in some shape or form. But I mean, if he isn't, then that's they at least sold us in the fact that that he's permanently gone because Vision locked him out of the World Wide Web. But again, we'll see what happens. Yeah, say this movie does drag out, but at least there's only one stinger and it comes early enough. Like it's the mid-credit stinger, so there's nothing at the end. Oh yeah, we won't see Helen Cho and Eric Selvig again, and Maria Hill we won't see until Infinity War, Endgame, and Far From Home. Sorry, I was just checking to see if there's anybody we could raid, and I think we'll hold off on a raid till Thursday. Um, like Thor's trying to be dead serious about this conversation. Meanwhile, Tony and Steve are just talking about what counts as being worthy. Yeah, like again, this movie might be full of many unnecessary Joss Whedon quips, but Robert Downey Jr. knows how to sell them. Like that man has no regard for lawn maintenance is such a Tony Stark thing to say. Yeah, again, this movie is shorter than the first Avengers, but it definitely did feel longer. Interesting to think that the big finale fight between Thanos and the Avengers would take place at the ruins of this facility. Oh, and then the entire audience was anticipating him saying assemble and then just cuts to credits. But we'd have to wait 4 more years to actually hear him say the full uh, um, what would be the phrase to say? Battle cry, yeah? So yeah, that's Avengers Age of Ultron. I didn't feel as guilty as I thought I would for watching it. I still think it's a fun movie. It's definitely lower tier Marvel, but I think the worst Marvel movie, which is Thor: The Dark World, is okay. And that's really more a testament to how great the MCU is, where the worst movie is okay. So anyway, yeah, there's only a mid-credit scene. So I'm just going to give you guys the rundown right now. Thank you all for joining me for my watch party for Avengers Age of Ultron. If you're watching this on YouTube, but you do not follow me on Twitch, that is twitch.tv/RealMrRobinson. I stream every Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. No, Saturday. Totally fucked that up. Um, I do games on the weekends, and this coming weekend for my 30th birthday, I'll be doing not quite a 12-hour stream, but I'll definitely be streaming longer than the regular 2 hours that I do, with several games. If you follow me on Twitch, but you do not subscribe to me on YouTube, that is youtube.com/The Real Mr. Robinson. It's my main hub in terms of content, movie reviews, theme park stuff. other forms of content. I'm currently reviewing all the Disney animated features from Snow White to Wreck-It Ralph. Tomorrow will be my review for Make Mine Music. We're at the stinger, so I'll be quiet now. Wasn't really anything we needed to know, but hey, whatever. Um, yeah, I will actually be. It's actually the next stream will be Thursday, and that's going to be for Ant-Man, the last movie in Phase 2 of the MCU. And as we have the Avengers theme play out, if you like what I'm doing on both YouTube and Twitch, you want to help support financially, you can go to patreon.com/therealmrrobinson. And if you subscribe at the $3 tier or above, you get access to individual TV episodes. The first two episodes, I reviewed the first two episodes of WandaVision. They should be up on Patreon. And if you can't support the channels financially, that's fine. Subscribe to me on YouTube or following me on Twitch is well appreciated. So once again, thank you guys for tuning in. Silverberry328, Girl with Glasses on Twitch, Razorbike on YouTube, and everyone else. William Clark on YouTube. And once again, I want to give a special thank you to Walter the Dog 32 for following me on Twitch. Anyway, guys, y'all have a good night. Stay safe. And until next time, this is the real Mr. Robinson telling you there's only one.